Hey everybody, this is Mad Matt Carter. Thank you so much for watching the AIWF Network YouTube channel as well as the AIWF Ringside Wrestling channel. If you like what you see, please do us a big favor. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, and ring that bell to get notifications every time we post new videos on both our channels. It means a lot to us, and thanks a lot for watching once again. We've lost a few competitors, wrestling legends here in the last couple of weeks, and we would have talked about it last week, but we were doing the anniversary show, and plus I was having to work a weird shift last week. But let's start off. I don't know who is familiar with Paul Vachon and his line of work. That was kind of before all our times.
Mad Dog.
Oh, Luna Vachon's father?
I think so. Yeah, I'll have to look. Let me get the old Google machine fired up.
Dog is
there was two of them. It was Butcher and Mad Dog. Mad Dog, Paul.
Mad Dog already passed away several years ago. Let's see.
Oh.
Paul Vachon. Let's see. Canadian professional wrestler. Passed away February 29th, 2024. Luna's pop. Butcher Vachon, known as Butcher Vachon. Paul Vachon grew up as one of 13 children of Ferdinand Vachon, a Montreal police officer. Let's see what else. Vachon wrestled under a mask, spoiler 2 for Jim Crockett Promotions in 1975. How about that? His angle involved getting revenge. Now I'm getting off of this all Wikipedia, so it could be a bunch of horse shit, but it's just quickest to get to. Said his angle involved getting revenge on Wahoo McDaniel, Paul Jones, and Rufus R. Freight Train Jones for running Super Destroyer Don Jardine out of the territory. So then it gets into the kind of deep things. Paul Vachon was the adopted father of wrestler Luna Vachon. He is the brother of wrestlers of Maurice and Vivian Vachon, former father-in-law of wrestlers David Gangrel Heath and Tom Nash. In total, Vachon has 6 children and has been married 4 times. I remember when Gangrel came and worked a show for us up in West Virginia, did a coffin match with somebody. And I was very grateful that I did not ask how his wife was doing because I was not aware at the time that she had passed away. So that would have been real uncomfortable. So I'm glad that did not come up.
The first time I met Gangrel was before he went to WWE when he was still doing the Vampire Warrior, and him and Luna. I was with him on some stuff. So
that was pretty cool. Yeah. So nice guy. Nice guy. Just hell of a nice guy.
Every time I see him on Facebook, he's on an airplane.
Oh, really?
He's a busy man.
But anyway, so Paul Vachon passed away just recently, and then of course there was who we all know as Virgil, but his real name was Mike Jones, and he is best known for his run in WWE. He actually started in Memphis, I believe, and let's see. Yeah, he passed away on February 28th. The day before Vachon, and Michael Charles Jones was his name. I remember his big run in 91. He came into the Federation WWF with Ted DiBiase in 87 as his bodyguard, and they seemed to get along fine and work together as a well-oiled machine until Ted DiBiase in late 1990 started making him do like more menial tasks, like cleaning the toe jam between his feet and stuff like that, and basically humiliate him. And then finally at the Royal Rumble, Virgil turned on him. He got his big WrestleMania match with DiBiase, and then eventually went on and won the $1 million title from him at my favorite match of that series at SummerSlam that year, which was incredible because Roddy Piper was so into that, being Virgil's coach, and he was doing commentary. And he was he was losing his shit during that match. And that has always been one of my favorite things because Piper's just going out of his mind. He's about to rip Bobby Heenan's head off at the beginning of that match. The good stuff.
I only know him from NWO. I wasn't watching WWF back then. So I'm familiar with him with his, I guess, B roll of NWO, I guess. So, but you know what was good about him is, he really played in to like the way people were kind of making fun of him there for a while, like showing his tables, with nobody there. And I feel like he started leaning into that, which, led to some like cult following stuff here in the end.
Oh, how about this? After a chance meeting with Tony Atlas in a Pittsburgh gym, Atlas recommended Jones to pro wrestling in 1985. In the same year, he began training with Alpha of the Wild Samoans. So that's who started training him. That explains why he was able to hang around so long.
Yeah.
Yep. Good. It all starts with the training, doesn't it? Let's see. It talks about his time as Soul Train Jones and CWA Memphis in 1985. He feuded with Chick Donovan and Big Bubba, which I think was a different Big Bubba than we had in Crockett Promotions. It had to be. The timeline doesn't work
85,
out.
yeah. No, it had to be a different.
Yeah. And there ain't but one Chick Donovan with his little face.
Oh, my God. Chick Donovan is... I saw him in 2016 when we went to that show, that Big Time Wrestling show in Spartanburg at the Memorial Auditorium, where Jim Cornette and Baby Doll redid the Battle of the Sexes, which was just... That's what everybody in that house came to see. Yeah. They had a double cage at the end that was great with the Rock and Roll and the Warlord and Barbarian and EC3 against somebody. And there was nothing wrong with those matches. They were great. But, man, when that Midnight Express music hit, man, you hear the place like, you can hear everybody take a deep breath like, here we go. And he was on that show still wrestling in a bright gold robe. I mean, he's older now, so his hair is not as poofy and blonde as it once was.
I was about to say, if Chick Donovan's on that show, was Paul Lee on that show too?
I don't think so.
No, but I will tell you what Paul Lee done at the they had him do at the Cauliflower Alley Club last year. He sold raffle tickets. He walked around the banquet hall selling raffle tickets.
He might have been on that show. I'll need to look that up because they don't even. I reached out to Big Time Wrestling. They don't have even any more DVD copies of that show. They've sold them all.
Right.
That was a fun night, man. That was why I realized why Crockett Promotions did so many television tapings in that room. The Spartanburg, for those of you who don't know, the Spartanburg Memorial Auditorium upstairs is a traditional like music venue theater. Right. Big seats, big stage, great old timey sound. Just when you think of an old, like them old movie theaters, like the big ones that would seat 500 or 600 people, that's what it's like. Downstairs, though, in the basement, is just a big open cement floor with bleachers on both sides of it. And they've had bowling tournaments in there. They've had all different kinds of shows. I think the circus and, of course, wrestling. And that, I don't know if it is now because they put that padding on the ceiling, in the last 20 years to keep the sound in, to make it louder in there. But even back in the 80s, when you're watching the old NWA shows from there, that place is fucking loud, man. And it's an incredible room.
Loud and jam-packed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and those are old school bleachers. There's not aisles to walk up in the middle.
Yeah.
You just have to find your spot, and once it gets packed in there, you're in there. You're not getting out.
Like high school.
Yeah, it's like a high school gym bleachers. Yeah, you're not getting out until it's time to go. I mean, unless you stumble and fall over a bunch of people, it's going to be a struggle to get in and out. So, but a great building.
So, what, speaking of Big Time Wrestling, what happened to them?
I saw
they went the way of I'm the next big thing and went out of business because they just got over their head.
Well, I saw they running a show up north with a bunch of people on it. No, that's Bobby Fulton.
No, that's Bobby Fulton's. I steal the name from every wrestling organization on the planet's company.
Yeah, Chillicothe, Ohio. It's coming up in a couple of weeks. I think it's not like next weekend, but he does.
No, it's this past weekend.
Oh, okay. So they already had it. I know he does that thing once a year and always does well with it.
Well, Bobby's run Ohio since the 90s. Even though he lived down, I think Salisbury, Charlotte, Concord, somewhere down in that area for a while. he still run Ohio all the time. And even back when he was doing the Tough Man contest around here, he still run wrestling Ohio. It's where he's from, and that's how he knows everybody up there.
Yeah, he's living in Chillicothe again now. So
is he?
Yeah, he's been back up there for several years. He was back up there before he had his bout with cancer and beat it. So, yeah, Bobby's a hell of a guy, man. Hell of a promoter, man. That's all I could say about him. He was always nice to me. So, and I went to one of his Tough Man shows one time. You know what? We had a good time, and it was actually cool that I could go to the concession stand and buy a Pepsi directly from him. You know. He said,
he used to rent our ring before North Carolina made him go to 4 roads.
Right.
That's why he quit renting my ring. So, I think I even was a judge on one of these things one time. I said, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. He still have to. It's okay. You just pick whoever you thought won.
Yeah. You don't have to. Bobby had a ringer on the show that was going to win anyway.
At least one.
Yeah.
But there's another guy promoting Tough Mans around here now. He's I'm telling you, he talks the talk. He's like, brother this, brother that. I mean, he knows.
Is he a Hogan?
He knows some shit. And well, he might know Hogan. They're bringing their Tough Man. I think the Concord this weekend, they just ran in South Carolina. So, I mean, and it's a good show. It's just, he has so many divisions. And when they come up here and pull from the Charlotte, everybody in the Charlotte Metro that thinks they're badass goes up there and signs up for it. And so they do it right. They have different weight divisions. They don't just pile everybody into one tournament, but it takes forever. They start at like 8 o'clock, and you're lucky if you get out of there at 2 a.m. I mean, it takes a long time. And they do it for 2 nights. So
Bobby done his for 2 nights, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he may have.
Friday and Saturday usually is what they do.
Yeah.
I know I got into it one time. I run one show. I did one Tough Man contest back in the 90s. Got a cease and desist from some company up north because they owned the name Tough Man, believe it or not.
Oh.
That's why I guess the guy that runs down here now calls it the roughest and toughest brawl.
Yeah, there's a company from Milwaukee or somewhere up in one of them northern states actually owned the name Tough Man. That's why he couldn't call it a Tough Man contest. So we had to change the name of it.
Crazy.
Check how he found out about it in the 90s. You know, I understand where the internet was out there, but
well, we had the internet in the 90s. It just wasn't as good.
Yeah.
Check this out. This is a bottle opener I got at a friend of mine's. He's having a son. Him and his wife are having a baby, and it's a bottle opener, and it says on here "popping bottles," but it's shaped like a baby bottle. I don't know.
Nice.
Yeah, but it's one of the better party favors I've ever received. So I had to show that. So, LaShawn, Alyssa, good luck. Anyway, so let's see. Ole Anderson passed away. That's one that we are all familiar with.
That one hurt.
Yeah. Ty Tyson told me he saw him at a convention or something one time and said, if they wanted to take a picture of the expression bitter old man and put it in a dictionary, all they need to do is snap a picture of Ole Anderson. He said he was the meanest, crabbiest son of a bitch I'd ever seen. And I have not heard from people that have met Ole that description being much far off. Man was a genius when it came to wrestling, but everybody I've met says he was an asshole.
I will stand by what I put on Facebook the day that he passed is when I refer to The Rock, I'm talking about Ole. Yeah, it ain't Dwayne. It was always Ole for me because that's just who I grew up with as The Rock.